Grenada has so much nature, and it's like everywhere you look is just green, it's just trees, it's just life, it's just life. And then you have the sun, you have Ra, and he's just beaming down at you, and it's an amazing place. Hey guys, welcome back to another video of mine. My name is Ninky Punch. For those who don't know me, for any new subscribers, my name is not Nikki, it's Ninky. I know some people get a bit confused with how to pronounce my name, but it's Ninky. And yeah, just welcome back to another video of mine. Welcome new subscribers, welcome old subscribers, just welcome everybody. Now, for the real OGs, the people who have been with me from the beginning of my journey, you guys will know that, I don't know if you guys have been marking it, but last November that just passed, it's been 2 years, 2 years, mind-blowing, since I've been living in Grenada. And there's been a lot of like changes that I've had to go through, and things that I've had to learn being down here, and just things that I've really had to just get used to, because living in London to moving all the way here, there is like a drastic difference. So yeah, it took me a while to get settled in, but I'm finally settled in, and I can literally call myself a Grenadian now. I am a Grenadian now, 100%. So yes, in today's video I will be telling you guys the pros and the cons, my pros and my cons, that I've basically had to deal with living in Grenada. So I have my notes here, so you guys stay tuned for that, and yeah, let's get into it. Okay, I'm gonna start off with the pros of living in Grenada. Number one is it's definitely a very safe country. Like, me and my sister, before we moved down here, we did our research to see if Grenada had a lot of crime, and just like the crime life in Grenada basically, and there really wasn't much. And living here after 2 years, after living here for 2 years, yeah, I can definitely agree to that. I can definitely say that Grenada is one of the most safest countries like I've ever lived in, because there's times that I've been walking around late at night. Obviously I tend not to stay out too late, like by myself, or like I would make sure that I have a lift to get home. But yeah, like the times that I have stayed out by myself, I haven't had any issues. Like I haven't had to like watch over my back, or like like be careful with who I talk to or anything like that. Obviously be careful who you talk to, but it hasn't been to the point where it's like I'm scared to be on the streets late at night. So I definitely agree with that. Grenada is definitely safe. For people who want to come down here and raise families, it's definitely a place for you to raise your kids. You don't really have to worry about like stabbings and gang life like how London and New York is. It's not like that, honest to God. So I definitely recommend Grenada to raise your family, and just to come to visit, because it's really a safe place. Life is much more simpler here. It's just easy. It's very much laid back, and it's very chilled, and it's just very different from the fast-paced life. And that is why I decided to move down here, because I just didn't like the fast-paced life. Like I realized that from a very long time, that I didn't want to be fitting in with the crowd, or I didn't want to be living such a fast life at such a young age, and when you're living abroad and living in those fast countries, it's like it's easy for you to compare yourself to this person or that person, or be like, oh, I'm lacking this or I'm lacking that. But in the Caribbean, you're just much more focused on you. You're much more focused on building up what you have. You know, you just have that energy here of just focus on your business, do what you need to do, you know, to make your life good here. That's just what it is, because Grenada is a slice of heaven for everybody. You know, like everybody can make it their own slice of heaven, as long as they, you know, they have a vision and they have some idea to, you know, create, to build, to work towards, you know. So it is very easy to have a good life here, comparing to living in London, living in those bigger cities where it's much more like competitive, and it's much more harder for you to get that lifestyle, you know. So yeah, I just decided to move down here so I can have that lifestyle. And also as well, it's much more rewarding as well. It's very rewarding because you can complete all your tasks in like, let's say 3 hours, because the time is so, like, the time is long here, it's stretched out, the sun is in the sky much more longer, so the days feel much more longer, to me anyways, to me. So it's like, after you finish getting all your chores out of the way, your errands out the way, you can literally go to the beach. That's a reward, because, you know, like, you've done everything that you needed to do, and you can literally just put on some clothes, slip down to the beach, and it's like within walking distance, and that's a reward right there. Or you can just go to a little bar, chill, meet people, mingle, you know. And these things don't cost that much money, especially like to get a drink, to go to the beach is free. Life here is just, it's very rewarding, it's very rewarding, and I just love it. And the next thing that ties into the rewarding life that I just mentioned is that beaches are literally walking distance. Like, the beach, well, to be honest, I don't live in Belmont anymore, so it's like where I live right now, BBC Beach is, to be honest, BBC and Grenada's beach is close to me, but BBC is like, it's in like walking distance, so that's the beach that I would, you know, go, rather than like take the bus and go to Grenada's, because I don't really like Grenada's beach like that. But it's in walking distance. I don't have to catch the train, I don't have to take no long cab, it's not gonna take me half an hour to get to the beach. No, like, it's literally in walking distance. Where I'm filming this video today, the beach is literally just like across there, or like down there. Actually, I can go that way as well, and I'll be down there in like 10 minutes. So one amazing thing about Grenada is that it has amazing beaches, like crystal clear water, white sand. And I really do love BBC Beach, because the water is just so calm and it's so clear, and it's just nice. Like, it's really nice. Like, comparing to Grenada's, like I've mentioned this a couple of times, Grenada's is just so, like, it's one of the most popular beaches in Grenada, so it's like everybody flocks to that beach, everyone's always there. So it's just like, I don't like being around so much people, you know. I just like to go to the beach and imagine that it's my beach. Yeah, the beaches are amazing here, definitely check them out. And there's so many beaches, that's the next thing as well. Like, Grenada has so many hidden beaches that I haven't even gone to. Pandy is a really good beach as well. I actually learned how to swim on Pandy. Pandy is located between Grenada's and St. George's, so like right opposite the road going into Belmont. So you guys definitely check out Pandy. Another pro is that the weather is amazing. Like, today the weather is just spectacular. It's actually been raining for a couple weeks now straight, you know. Like, November just brought a lot of rain, so I feel like December is just kind of like clearing things out. But today the weather is just so nice, and that's why I love it. I love Grenada because it's just always sunny, you know. Obviously it has rain times, but like majority of the time it's really sunny. And you know, when it feels sunny, it's like you're happy, you know, you want to go out, you want to be creative, you want to do stuff, you want to meet people, you're motivated, you're inspired when the sun is out. It just brings so much happiness and just life to you. The weather is pretty amazing here, so if you want to catch a suntan, come down to Grenada. Another pro is that if you're like me, who loves nature, and you know, like who is into spirituality, and you know, like connecting with the universe and connecting with the plants, the animals, Grenada is the place to be. Like, I never, obviously, like I only started practicing spirituality when I got down to Grenada. Yeah, one thing is that these flies and stuff, they kind of do get annoying, but it comes with the territory, doesn't it? But yeah, I actually started spirituality when I got down to Grenada, and it was just the perfect timing because Grenada has so much nature, and it's like everywhere you look is just green, it's just trees, it's just life, it's just life. And then you have the sun, you have Ra, and he's just beaming down at you, and it's an amazing place if you love nature. And there's also a lot of places that you can go and hike in Grenada as well. So if you want to stay active, if you love to stay active, there's loads of like different places that you can go and hike, especially like in the countryside. And there's also some people who actually like do tourist like hikes. There's a guy on Instagram, I'm gonna actually like put his Instagram somewhere, but he does amazing hikes. And yeah, I think you just have to pay for gas because that's just something that he likes to do. He just does that, brings people along, and you just have to pay gas. So definitely another pro of living in Grenada is that everything is natural and organic. Like, do I need to say more? When you're living in the Caribbean, any Caribbean country, you know that your food is being bought, is being grown from the farm. Yeah, people are literally growing these things themselves, these chickens, these eggs, you know, milk, cheese. Everyone's making it themselves. It's not like factory made or like it was processed and it just wasn't good for your health at all. So yeah, if you want to eat more healthily and you know you want more natural food, plant-based food, living in the Caribbean is one of the best things. And you can even pick fruits from the trees. Like, that is so amazing because like sometimes like you don't want to have to go to the supermarket and buy fruits. You can just pick it from the tree. So that is definitely a big pro, because who wants to be paying for fruits? No one wants to be paying for fruits all the time. You know, I just want to see a mango and pick a mango from a tree. I want to see a cashew, pick a cashew from the tree. You know, if I want to make some lime juice, I can pick some lime from the tree. And you know, I'm saving in money that way. So yeah, a pro of living in Grenada is definitely the fact that it's natural and organic. Another thing that is a big pro is that Grenada is a place to retire. It definitely is a place to retire. As I mentioned earlier, the place is just so serene, it's just so calm, so relaxing, so laid back, like, you know, and it's the perfect place for you to retire after, you know, working so long and, you know, building so much for yourself. This is definitely a place where you do deserve to retire. You deserve to retire here because it is a slice of heaven, and it's a safe place. It's a safe place. So yeah, that is a really big pro. So yeah, if you want to come to Grenada, if you want to come to Grenada, you have to be prepared with these insects for real. But yeah, if you want to come to Grenada to retire, it's definitely a good step because it's a slice of heaven, and I know for a fact that you're going to enjoy your retirement here. So yeah. Another pro is that if you don't want to stay in Grenada, you do have 2 islands that are connected to Grenada. So you have Carriacou and you have Petite Martinique. Yes, I've never been to any of those islands. My sister actually went to Carriacou, and she says that it's way more hotter than Grenada. Like, it's much more drier over there. So it's like, if you really want sunshine, it's best to go over there. But Carriacou is actually, it's much more smaller than Grenada. It actually was attached to Grenada, but something happened, you know, there was like a drift and it split, so it's actually like a separate island. So it's much more smaller than Grenada. It's not obviously the main island. Grenada is the main island, so over there you wouldn't really have that much stuff. They mostly have like a lot of bars. They have like really good beaches there. I've heard like the beaches are really beautiful, and yeah, people actually just go there to retire. So if you want a much more peaceful place, Carriacou would be ideal for you. So definitely check that out. And yeah, that's a pro. Another pro, one that I absolutely love, is the fact that there's always something to do in Grenada. There's always parties, there's always events, there's just never nothing to do in Grenada. Like Grenada, there's always parties. So if you're a party person like me, even though like now I've kind of just like calmed it down with the partying, it's still really good to have the access to, like, you know, go to these events, you know, because I know that a lot of places, they don't do partying as hard as Grenadians do. So it's like you do have chances to go out all the time. So yeah, like that's definitely like one thing that I absolutely love, because yeah, sometimes you just want to go on a boat cruise, sometimes you just want to go to some party at the stadium, you know, to just get out the house. So you have the option to do that. So that's a pro. I will also link the actual party page in Grenada so that you can go to it and you can just like see the different parties that they have. You can even pay and get your tickets there. This page has all of Grenada's parties, events, anything happening in Grenada. This page has it. So I'm going to link the page. It's called Go To Fete. So Go To Fete has literally all the latest parties, you know, brunches, events, mixes, everything. So I'm gonna link it, their page, on here so that you guys can follow and you guys can see. So yeah, on to the next point. Another pro is that it's very easy for you to become successful down here, especially if you're foreign based and you have access to, you know, the bigger countries. You have family in the bigger countries who can send you down, you know, barrels, send you down all the products that you need basically. So it is very easy to become successful here if you do have a foreign vision, because just like anywhere in the Caribbean, they like foreign things. Everyone likes new things. Everyone wants to be introduced to new things. So if you're a business person and you're coming down here to open up, you know, a foreign business, I guarantee you will make it. You will make it. And that is the reason why me and my sister did decide to move down here, because even though like a lot of people do say that Grenada lacks a lot and, you know, there's not really a lot of opportunities here, I would beg to differ. I would say that there is lack, and there is, you know, there isn't a lot of opportunities, but that is for the Grenadian people who are trying to actually start out from Grenada. But if you have access to the big countries and you have a foreign idea, I'm so sorry about the noise, I don't know what is going on over there. If you have a foreign idea and you want to make it in Grenada, you want to build it in Grenada, it's going to work out and it's going to be successful. It's just about acquiring the right people to help you along the journey. That's a pro. So this one is kind of both. This one is a pro and a con. People are nice and they are helpful, but not all the time. Not all the time at all. And since I've been down here, I have noticed that people are nice sometimes, but it's still that thing where, you know, they see you as a foreigner, and it's like instantly they switch up basically. Like some people are okay, like I have noticed that some people are all right, and you know, like they do speak to me, they do like, you know, help me out. But to be honest, since being here, I've actually just like been on my own. I haven't really like made any big friends. Like the friends that I've made are people who have lived in foreign, and people who have foreign ties, people who travel. Those are the friends that I've made. I actually haven't made any local friends, I should say. The friends, the people that I call friends, are only foreigners, and that is the type of friends that I want, because our mindset are just the same. We think alike, our morals are the same, you know, and it's just easier to be friends with them, because I know that at least like I don't have to worry about someone trying to use me because I have this or I have that, you know, or not even that, or just the fact that I would look good in their circle, you know. So yeah, that's just something that I've noticed. And also as well, like I still have issues with this till today. The men, I'm not the only one that has issues with this. The men are just so forward, and they're just very entitled. They're very entitled, because sometimes women don't want to talk. Sometimes people don't want to talk. But it's like, where the entitlement comes into it is the fact that I could be walking down the street and I could be minding my business, and it's like they will say something to you, and if you don't reply, they will say it again, and they'll be like, oh, you don't hear me talking to you, motherfucker? I heard you talking to me. I heard you the first time, but guess what? I'm not interested, and I'm not gonna reply. So you can keep wasting your breath, but my ignore game is up here. So it's just like, that is where the entitlement comes into it, because they feel like they need a response. They feel like once they speak to you, you're supposed to stop, turn around, and acknowledge them. And baby, I'm not gonna do that. So yeah, that's just something that I still have issues with today, but I don't let it get to me, because like, as I said, like my ignore game is really good, and I just know how to handle them now. Like you just don't acknowledge them, even though yeah, they're shouting at you, because some of them do. It's just like, don't acknowledge them, especially if they don't approach you properly, because it's like they can sniff out foreigners. They can sniff you out, and if you don't put your foot down and like make shit clear with them that no, like I can't, I'm not taking that, they're just gonna keep pushing and pushing and pushing. And even as well, like I've noticed this like on Grenada's Beach. This is the reason why I don't like going to Grenada's Beach. Like when they're selling, they overcharge a lot of these foreigners. They overcharge you guys a lot, and as I said, if you guys don't put your foot down and be like, no, I'm not gonna give you this amount, I know how much it is, and this is how much I'm giving you. Like you actually have to show them that you're not scared of them, and you're not gonna let them speak to you that way and get away with it. Well, not get away with it, but because no one's fighting, but you're not gonna let them speak to you that way, because you shouldn't be speaking to anybody that way. At the end of the day, you're coming to me for my money. So don't overcharge me just because you think I'm a foreigner and I don't know the currency. Don't do that. So yeah, that's definitely a pro and a con, because there are nice people, don't get me wrong, there are nice people. Like I have made some tanties, they're like my mom down here. Two very amazing women. Like I honestly love them, like they're my own mom. So yeah, I don't really have any younger friends because they can't really teach me nothing, honestly. Not what I want to learn. So yeah, like I've literally just like made like older friends, and they've really like helped me out, and they've helped me out a lot. So they are very, very lovely people, but you just have to know who to choose and who to be around. So yeah, that's a pro and a con. On to the cons now. On to the motherfucking cons. Okay, so the buses. I'm not gonna lie, like I love buses because it's like they do take you places, but on the other hand, the buses stop running at a certain time, so they don't run like 24 hours in London. I wish. So there's different like buses going to different places. So it's like if you're living up country, the latest bus that you can get is at like 8 p.m. and after that you're stranded. No, you ain't getting home unless you have someone to come and pick you up. But if you're living up country and you're catching the bus, that's the last time that you can get the bus. But buses like Grenada, which is like the main area in Grenada, where like, you know, all like the town center is, and Wall Street, the main attraction area in Grenada is Grenada. So the buses for Grenada now, they run till 10 p.m. I think. I feel like you can get a bus pretty late, the Grenada buses. So that's like a con, that's a pro, because you can get like buses really late. But all in all, like, it is a con because the buses just don't run 24-hour. And there is a taxi service down here called Hail and I've used them like twice, but Hail is actually very expensive because it's like the amount that they charge from like my house is, I'm not gonna tell you where my house is, but my house is, it's like by the airport side basically, right? And say I want to go to Foodland on Lagoon Road, they will cost me like 50 EC for that, when buses are 250. It is expensive. So it's just like, if you want to get a taxi service, there is that, but just letting you know that it is expensive. This is a massive con. Because I've had like times where I didn't even do shopping and I was FUCKED on that particular day. So this con is that on Sundays in Grenada, everything is closed. Everything is closed. All the supermarkets are closed except IGA. I'm lying. IGA is opened, that's in Grenada, so that's good, it's open. But like, you know, like restaurant wise, I think Umbrellas is opened as well. But like, you know, like mini marts around your house, like say you have a mini mart around your house, and say like, you know, like you don't want to travel all the way to IGA in Grenada just to, you know, buy some food. Majority of the places are closed on Sundays, honestly, and buses rarely run on Sundays. Like some buses do, as I said, like the Grenada's bus, it runs, but it's not gonna be like, you know, like 2 buses, 3 buses you're seeing like fly by. It's not gonna be like that. It's gonna be like 1 bus an hour or 1 bus every 30 minutes. That's how it is on Sundays. It's very slow and it's very, very laid back because that's when people are resting. So if you're gonna come down to Grenada and you want to, you know, like go somewhere, go do shopping on a Sunday, make sure that you do your shopping Saturday or the week before, and make sure that if you want to go somewhere on Sunday that you don't rely on the buses, because it's only Grenada's buses that are going to be running and the buses aren't going to take you everywhere. So make sure that you get a lift, make sure that you know, if you can afford it, you get a taxi. So that is a con. Okay, another major con is that it is expensive to live in Grenada. It's expensive to live here, but it is also expensive to live anywhere else as well, especially like in the bigger cities, to be honest. But in Grenada, when it comes to certain food and like clothing, it is gonna be much more expensive because the sellers, they are importing these things in, and they're gonna have to pay tax, they're gonna have to pay port fee. So when they charge you now, and you know, you're going to buy these things, it's like they put on like double the price that they've paid for it because they have to make their money back. So that is where Grenada is expensive in that department. So yeah, like it's expensive. And also as well, the rent is expensive. Like if you want to get somewhere really nice, somewhere modern, somewhere that doesn't have any, you know, wood ants, somewhere that doesn't have any cockroaches, and you know, the wood is not old and is smelling like moldy, you're gonna have to pay more money. I want to live somewhere good. I want to live somewhere that is modern, somewhere that doesn't smell old, you know, somewhere that I actually like living. So I don't mind paying that. I don't mind paying that at all. But renting is expensive here, and it's expensive everywhere. That's the next thing as well. Like renting is expensive anywhere. Like if you want to live somewhere good, you're gonna have to find the money for it. You're gonna have to pay that money for a good place. So I wouldn't say that that's a that's exactly a con. I would say it's a pro and a con, because you do get some really nice apartments down here, because like you get some apartments with like some nice views, so that's a pro. But the con is the fact that you would just have to spend a bit of money on it, you know. If you're from London or if you're from the US and you're coming down here and you're paying your rent in EC, the conversion is going to be, it's not going to be a lot. So at least that way you're still saving money after you've paid rent. So that is definitely a pro in my eyes. But it's for the people who are living down here, who are actually earning Grenadian money, Eastern Caribbean dollars, and then they have to use that same money to pay their rent. That is where it gets tough, because the money down here is not a lot like that. Unless you're having more than one income coming in, then it's okay. So yeah, I would say that is a pro and a con. Another thing is that if you are coming down here to get a job, there's really not a lot of jobs down here. There's really not. And I just hope that with this new government in power, that they create more jobs for people, because there's just really not. And when you do get a job down here, it's like below minimum wage. Like minimum wage in London is, I don't know, I think they upped it. It's like £10 an hour, or like £9.50 an hour, something like that. But here I feel like it's definitely below minimum wage. You work for like a whole month and you may just get like 600, or like, I don't know, like 700-800. Let's say 700-800. Yeah, 700-800 you would literally get. That's nothing. Obviously, like if you're living with your parents and you're making that money, that's fine. You're calm, you're good, you ain't got to pay no rent, you ain't got to pay no water bill. But for people who are actually living by themselves and they're earning 700-800 EC a month, that's nothing. Like you can't even do nothing with that. So it's a lot. So definitely that's a con of living in Grenada, because there just really isn't a lot of jobs at all. One major thing that is a big con living in Grenada is the healthcare. The healthcare in Grenada is just, it's non-existent basically. Like they don't have anything where people can go and get stuff done for free. You know, like in London, like you can go to the GPs, you can get your testing done for free. There's nothing like that. And it is very inconsiderate because a lot of people can't afford these things. A lot of people can't afford the money to go get a checkup. And these are basic human needs. These are basic human rights for people to go and get tested, to go and make sure that their body is okay. And Grenada lacks that. Grenada lacks that so much. And yeah, it's just something that they need to do better. They need to do better in. So I hope that like this new government, they can change something about that. Also as well, the general hospital. I went to that hospital one time because I was going to take out my implant. And I went there, and there was like a nurse inside, and she was doing something, and there were people outside, and it's like it was hot outside. There was no AC. Like, it was just so run down. It was so run down, and it just goes to show that the previous government that was in power, they wasn't doing anything. Honest to God, like, they was not doing anything to actually improve the healthcare, improve the general hospital. Places where they're supposed to be putting their money, they're not putting their money. They're just focusing on making the nice areas nicer for the tourists. That's all I was seeing since I've been here. The only thing I've been seeing like the previous government do is just improve the roads. Not even like all the roads either, it's just particular roads. Improve the roads, hand out dozens eggs for free. What else? Throw like different parties, put money towards those at different parties. What else have they done that's like major? I don't even know. I honestly don't know anything like major that they've done like the previous people. But the healthcare is something that it needs to improve, because a lot of people go to the general hospital and they don't even make it out alive. Like, I know people personally who have went to that hospital, and because they don't have the right resources to even accommodate these people, a lot of the people just die. They literally just die, which is so sad, because you're going to a hospital. This is a hospital. This is a hospital that's supposed to help people and make people recover, make them feel better. And people don't even recover when they go back in. So that's really a big con. So if you know that you may be sick when you come down here or something, or say you're pregnant and you know, like you're close to giving birth, don't come down to Grenada. Don't come down to Grenada. Stay in wherever you are, stay abroad, have the child, and then come down here. And it just goes for everybody. Anyone that's sick or anything like that, yeah, I mean, there are private practitioners. Actually, there are private practitioners, but you have to pay more. There's actually a private hospital called St. Augustine's, and that is like going up towards Tempe, St. Paul's side. So I've never been to that hospital, but it is a good hospital. So moral of the story is, don't go to the general hospital because they don't have the resources. So if you want to do anything medical wise, go to a private practitioner. The last con that I have is that it is very expensive to import things into Grenada. If you're importing anything that is new, you're gonna get taxed. But recently, I think just like yesterday or the day before yesterday, they have the new government, they have put down like some food beverages, like when you're importing it in, I think they lowered the taxes on some of those. So I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna put it on the screen. So they've done some of that, like kidney beans. They've lowered like the tax on kidney beans. Kidney beans is like the only thing I remember. I remember kidney beans. It was on the list. So that is really great. And it just goes back to the fact that I can see what this government is doing. The other government that was in power before, I wasn't seeing anything drastic that they was doing. So it's like I can't even speak on like the improvements that I've been seeing in Grenada. Now I can though, now I can. So this government is actually doing really great. If you're importing anything like clothes, you're importing like toys, I'm not sure if toys was on the list, but like new toys, anything with a tag on it, they're gonna charge you. So the secret is to remove the tags and pretend that it's used. You guys didn't hear it from me, you know. But there's ways around stuff like that. There's ways around it, but if you are buying new things, you will be charged. So it is yeah, it is very expensive in like that wise. But yeah, I've actually never had to like go through like anything too expensive, like when it comes to importing stuff in and clearing stuff. Like I haven't experienced that, so I can't really say. That is one big con of living in Grenada. But other than that, Grenada is so beautiful. Like every day that I wake up, and even like today, like I didn't have any customers today, so I'm just spending time with myself and just spending time with you guys. But as I was walking up to this place that I am right now, it's a little bit of a walk, but I don't mind. But yeah, as I was just walking up here, I was just like enjoying the views and the scenery and just like the smell, and you know, looking at the butterflies and the birds, and it's so peaceful. Like it's on another level of peace, you know, and it just makes me feel good. It makes me feel good to just come out the house, be in the Caribbean, be around nature, come back to the root really and truly, because this is where I'm from. Not like Grenada, I'm actually Guyanese, but it's the Caribbean. I'm Caribbean. I ain't even Caribbean actually. What am I talking about? I'm South American, so but who cares? You guys know what I'm saying. Like, it's just nice to be here, you know. And I don't know if Grenada is gonna be like the place where I'm actually gonna like live. To be honest, I do see myself living here. Like honestly, like since being here, I do see myself living here. Obviously, like I'm gonna travel, but like living here and building a house here and raising a family, I can see myself in Grenada, because it's just such a nice place. Like it really is. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this little pros and cons, and you know, just like how it's been for me living in Grenada after 2 years, you know. But it's been an amazing journey, and it's only gonna get better. So I'm very much excited to see what next year will hold for me in Grenada. I do have a feeling that next year is going to be a great year for me. So yeah, I'm just glad that I could, you know, have time to make this video for you guys as well, because it's a long overdue video. And this one is for you, Sherry, because I remember you asking me to do this, and yeah, I got you. But yes guys, I'm gonna go now. I actually need to go pick up some vegan food, because I just can't be asked cooking. Like I just didn't want to cook today. So I ordered some vegan food, and I'm gonna go and pick that up now. So I'm about to leave you guys, but I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next video.